Grimlock King!
Alright, so hello everyone, this is my Leader Class Grimlock over here. Let's get a good look at him. Well, he's a big boy, so I'm just going to take off his gun first so we can appreciate just him. So this is Leader Class Grimlock. Let's get a close-up of him. He's got nice detailing, as you can see. There's his Autobot symbol behind that opaque plastic piece. Nice little gold colors. He's got gold, he's got red, got black, silver. He's got this blue, red, and green. That's him from the front. A close-up of his head. There. Nice little grooves and panels and details he has going over there. So that's him from the front view. Side view. Back view with his head tucked in and his wings. So there he is, right over there. He's a magnificent looking leader class, if I do say so myself. So let's get to his articulation. Ball and socket head, it can turn all around. He can turn his waist around all around, full 360. So he could spin them all around there at the waist. His arms go this far out. They can turn all around. They are on a ratchet. Right over there. His elbows, well, his biceps got a swivel. It can turn all around. His elbows do a pretty nice bend. All the way there, as you can see. Here, very deep bend. These things can move. His little dinosaur claws, dinosaur feet, dinosaur toes, yeah. And this thing goes all around as well. He could do the splits. Kicks that far front, kicks that far back. Nice range of leg motion. His legs bend this much back. They don't bend at the front, so that much back. They have a soft ratchet. And these things can sort of, it's part of the transformation, but yeah. Oh, actually it's not really part of the transformation, but yeah, he's got this little, like a rocker on his ankle. So that's the articulation of this Grimlock. Now, to show you some of his accessories. First off, here's his, well, I remember reading this in the Generation 2 toy that I had, that it's a rocket blaster or something. I'm not really so sure, but yeah, that's his double-barreled gun. So it's a pretty cool looking gun. There it is up close. Nice detailing on it. Bottom view, top view, front view. Fits really nicely on his hand, like so. Sadly, he has no sword, but he does come with wheelie. So this is wheelie, non-transformable wheelie, in a sort of a shooting pose. So he's got no elbow bends, but his arms are on ball sockets. He's got no knee bends, but he's permanently in this seated position. He's got these holes so he could ride Grimlock either on dinosaur mode or robot mode. So yeah, he's got this little peg in the bottom here so you could fit him in this hole in Grimlock's shoulder. Well, like so. Let me just show you a quick rundown of him sitting on Grimlock's shoulder. Kind of like that. You could kind of angle him to sit that way. Probably on the other side so he can face front. You can turn his head all around, full 360. Same with his waist. But that's about it. He doesn't transform, not much articulation. It looks fairly close to wheelie. I kind of don't consider this guy being like a transformer or really like an accessory. He's got this little slingshot, so you could remove that and put that in. And his hand looks like it's pulling on an imaginary energy string for said slingshot. So you can imagine he's pulling on this little string. Not the greatest accessory. I kind of wish this guy was transformable. Would have been nice if he was transformable. But well, he came with it, so it's not bad. At least he got this little guy. So those are his two accessories. So now I'm going to give you guys for a sense of scale, this is Grimlock. He's about 9.5 inches, almost 10 inches. Around that height. This is him with his second in command, Snarl. They look awesome together, as you can see. There they are. They look awesome together. Little Legends Bumblebee. He's really tiny. He's pretty much like Wheelie's height. My Deluxe Prime, you know, from the late 2000s, one of my earlier Transformers, and Siege RC. So there's a good little family portrait of them. They look good together. So I think Grimlock sizes up better with Optimus from the Earthrise or Siege line, but I don't got that guy. I got this guy instead. It's fine for me. I remember in the show Grimlock being double the size of Prime in the older episodes, but in the newer episodes it's like he kind of shrinks when he becomes robot mode. But in his debut episode he was bigger in robot mode than he was on T-Rex mode. So that's them all together right over there. So I'm going to show you guys how to transform Leader Class Grimlock. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put away his gun. So here he is. I had the Generation 2 Grimlock when I was a kid. It was a cherished toy. And this guy's transformation is quite similar to that one. So let's get to it. So the first thing that I do is, on his lower legs, I fold up his heel into his toe. I do that for both feet. His heel unpegs, and you can fold it all the way to his toe. I then open up his calves, where his tail is hidden. So you pull it down that way and you pull it up. That's his tail. Do that for the other side too. There we go. Yep, right over there. And if you notice on the back of his knees, you could sort of slide that joint over there. So what you want to do is you gotta slide it like that. Do it for the other side too. You gotta just there. Slide that over there. And now you're ready to fold the halves of his legs and fold him up like this. He sort of looks like a mermaid with his, with his tail. So yeah, I kind of call this the portion of Grimlock where he looks like a mermaid. So what you do is you fold up his halves and then you push them together. They have little slots and pegs, so you could push the tail together. And there he is, kind of like a mermaid. Next thing you want to do with your Grimlock is his entire upper body sort of detaches. See? Just pull it out gently and it pops out. And you slide it here. So if you notice, this part, you could lock it with this part. So just fit it in and it locks right over there. Once you got that part going, well, you tuck in his head over there. You tuck in his little hands. You straighten out his arms, which become his dino rear legs, his T-Rex legs. Adjust it over there. You close his wings, and his wings are his upper body halves. So they got pegs and holes. You just line them up and you push him in. And his head comes in as if he was wearing a little hoodie. There he is. So he's pretty simple to transform. Very reminiscent of the cartoon and of the older Grimlocks. So that is Grimlock in his dinosaur mode, and I really like how he looks in dinosaur mode. Back in the day when I first got him, I kind of thought his tail looked too stubby. But eventually when I actually decided to get the toy, it looked really good on person, so I was pretty happy with him. He's around 8 inches as a dinosaur. Here he is with Legends Bumblebee. Here he is with Slag, his second in command, in Dinobot mode, or yeah, in robot mode. Here he is with Legends Prime, who I think he scales well with. So I remember in the cartoon he sort of towers over the Autobots as a dinosaur, so it looks pretty cool. It's a pretty good scale for me. A little bit big, but I guess he sizes up better with the Siege Prime than my Deluxe Prime. Here's RC. So that's my Grimlock over there with a size comparison. So let's get a good look at Grimlock for some of his detailing as a Dinobot. So let me put Snarl over here. Slag, I mean over there, Slag. So here he is in T-Rex mode. He's like those old-timey upright T-Rexes. He got his three fingers on his hands. So he's really upright, like an old-timey T-Rex should, because he did come from the 80s. He's got his nice little all-about symbol on his chest. Green eyes. And if you open up his mouth, you could see that, let's get a good angle over there. I don't know if you could see it, but there is a black peg that sticks out over there. And you could stick in some effects parts if you have to show his flame breath right over there. Sadly, he's missing his front teeth, so it's kind of odd. So he's got a square hole in his mouth. The Power of the Primes version of Grimlock had his front teeth, so I was a little bit puzzled why he doesn't have his on this one. But it's not that bad. The overall figure outweighs the missing teeth, and you could buy some upgrade parts for it. But yeah, he does. He's like missing his front teeth. But from the side, his teeth look great. Nice little triangular choppers. There's the back of his tail. It's a very broad tail. His dinosaur legs, very nicely detailed. His arms are in a limited ball socket. So they don't really spread out that much, but that's fine. Would have been better if it did, but it's fine. It's got this little, that's the articulation of his elbow. And as dinosaur mode, you could turn this around, turn this all around. You could get him to do a little bit of a split, so you could imagine he got caught up in an earthquake. Yeah, so that's about it. This thing bends forward, but that's more for the transformation. So it kind of looks like his leg is broken if you do that. So I don't do that. But you could turn this around for some poses and split his legs. So that's about his articulation on dinosaur mode. So, well, that's my review for Grimlock. My final thoughts is it's a good leader class toy, and for me, one of the best mainline Grimlocks out there. For me, my personal opinion, I really like this Grimlock. And Grimlock is actually my favorite Transformer. I guess, yeah, Grimlock and then Bumblebee. I like Grimlock because I like dinosaurs and I like robots, and he combines the two. As for Bumblebee, we used to have a Volkswagen. I mean, I used to ride around in a Volkswagen when I was a kid. I used to ride on it. So, and it was yellow too. So it reminded me of that Volkswagen that I used to ride in as a kid going to school. Alright. Oh yeah, and by the way, he's got these pegs over here. And Wheelie's got these little slots over here on his inside of his ankles. So you could, well, put those in to make Wheelie sort of ride Grimlock, kind of keep him there, so you could get him to do this pose, that scene. So not bad. Wheelie could sort of ride Grimlock by the shoulder thanks to those pegs and holes. So overall, my final thoughts on this figure, it's a nice figure, and yeah, as I said, one of the best mainline Grimlocks out there. And he is my favorite Transformer, so I'm glad to have him. Thanks, guys.